everybody, and welcome to another episode of First and Last. I am Josh, and with me, as always, is Joe.
Hey, man.
And back again is Claire.
Hey.
Claire, you are trying to usurp Jimmy right now.
I would never do such a thing.
So why did you poison him then?
Yeah.
I would not.
Why did you put the steroids in his water so he's on our wellness program?
It is not my fault that he has like such an awesome schedule that he has to like hang out with priests and go to trips and like things like that. Like,
wait, that's what he's doing right now?
He's in Guatemala right now.
Yeah. But is he with priests or not? We weren't sure.
I cannot confirm or deny.
I mean, either way, he's in Guatemala. Game on. I'm in Minnesota. So I join you.
Yeah, so Claire wins.
Woohoo!
Okay.
Got him. Well, that's cool. We're doing a show this week, but before we do a show, I was talking about, we order food like every week, and I was talking about Quiznos, and Claire has a Quiznos story that I need to hear.
It's not that good of a story.
You literally texted me before the show. You said, Quiznos ruined my life in December.
No, broke my heart.
I mean, heartbreak is I feel like is a form of life ruin.
Okay,
I almost said
so
life ruin.
there is one Quiznos, I think, on the way on the highway here to Madison. So my mom lives in Madison.
Okay, so somewhere between
And
Minneapolis
it's in this like kind of strange valley area. Joe, am I describing this correctly? It's like a gas station with a Quiznos in it.
Right? Yeah, it's like a nowhere stop in Wisconsin. Like there's probably not even like cell phone reception there.
But there's a Quiznos, right? And there aren't Quiznos on the road. So every time I pass, I'm like, Quiznos, man. But it's like at this kind of shady spot. So one day, though, I was like, we're going to Quiznos. That's where we're going to eat. And we go, and it was just like everything about it was the most terrible sandwich I'd ever eaten. I mean, I ate it. It was...
Well, if you're hungry,
I was so hungry, and I really wanted Quiznos. It just was not an excellent Sammy.
So you just had a bad sandwich at a gas station Quiznos.
I mean, there's a lot of other subcontext to this story, but like doesn't make sense for a pod listener.
All right, well, I guess we could just start the podcast over because that wasn't very good.
That was boring. Sorry.
This all came up because I was trying to decide what food we wanted to eat, and then I saw a pork sandwich, and I was like, that looks good.
But maybe there's like a real
Where's
Quiznos.
there a Quiznos?
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows?
At that one gas station, is that the one they're advertising for?
Yeah, probably at that gas station.
They do not have a pork sandwich. Like, they didn't have specials. They didn't have things.
I think it's like a seasonal pork sandwich. Step into spring with some pork.
Is that what you eat in spring?
I don't know, but if I was a marketer, that's what I would say.
Just trot on in? Like, you could do like a pig... No, it doesn't work.
Pork into spring with some barbecue.
There might be something to that. Like, Potbelly's running a cube in right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe there's a...
Maybe there's a
Springtime
spring
pork time.
thing, yeah.
When it heats up.
But that's
Reach for
interesting
the
because
pork.
Ramadan's going on. So it's like kind of like, oh, man.
Run that pork.
That didn't even connect to me. But like it's, I don't know.
Do they not eat pork?
No, not at all.
But do they eat other meat?
Yes.
Okay.
But they don't eat pork.
Kind of perfect then, right? Why wouldn't you have a big pork sale then when a big chunk of like potential people that could eat it can't eat it? So then
They
you're
also
not, like,
can only eat after sunset. So
you're
it's
not
kind of rough.
You're not really like not including someone in your like pork sale because they're like, oh, we can't eat anyway when you're open. So
could you guys do like a Ramadan fast? They fast. So my students starting at the age of 12, they fast all day, and they can't even have water. So if you're like in sports or in gym class, you can't even have water. It's like a very strict fast. Joe, you were saying that you thought there was like health things for that.
Well, no.
Not the Ramadan fast, but...
Yeah, there's a lot of different health trends about like fasting for certain periods or certain days.
Wait, do you want to do it? I mean, I seriously just call it anorexia.
I mean, I feel like I just do it like not by choice, where I just like eat one meal on Sunday and that's it.
Man.
That's not really fasting though when you're having just like a giant burger at 3 p.m.
Yeah, I used to just forget to eat like during summer all the time. It would just be at like 7 o'clock at night, and I'd be like, holy shit, I haven't eaten yet today.
What is it about summer that makes us like not want to eat as much?
Because we live in Minnesota and it's sunny out all of a sudden, and
so
we just
nice.
go, I don't have time for food. I just need to go outside.
It's so nice.
Well, speaking of being sunny and going outside,
Ooh.
we're doing a show.
Yeah, we are.
And that show, Joe, because Claire knows already,
Yeah.
is Charmed.
Oh,
Ooh.
wow.
I don't know what it has to do with being sunny out or anything.
I feel like it's kind of a dark show, so it doesn't. Really
I'm vaguely aware of Charmed. I don't think I've ever seen a full episode, but I am excited to watch the first and last episode and nothing in between and talk about it.
Yes, that's what we do.
Cool.
That is what we do.
That was a good summary, Joe.
Good to go. A couple things that I know about Charmed. I'm pretty sure it's about witches.
Yeah.
And it was on the WB or the CW, depending on where you were.
Shannon Doherty's in it.
Yeah, but
Shannon Doherty.
she wasn't on the whole time because she was apparently terrible to work with. I remember that.
Doherty is a bad person to work with.
Oh, that's a way to say it.
I don't know. You said it.
No, do it again.
Shannon Doherty.
Shannon Doherty.
Shannon Doherty.
Okay.
This is good radio. Rose
Yes.
Rose McGowan's in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is it Alyssa Milano?
Alyssa Milano.
She's the
Those
third
are
witch.
the three.
Those are
stars.
the Thritches.
Okay.
But then
Since the three
wait,
witches.
but there's the Rose. Rose doesn't come until later. There's another one that's kind of like
Are you
a.
going to tell us a plot point that we didn't know? What do you know about this show?
Okay,
Claire?
I watched pieces of it in high school. Like, I didn't watch the whole thing. Definitely seen pieces of it. It's like one, but the more you say about it, like more is coming back. Cause it was on like the WB. We didn't have cable, man. That's the life I lived.
Yeah. What years are this show?
1998 to 2006.
Yeah. So I probably
8 seasons.
like I guarantee I didn't watch past like 2003. Like there's no way. And if I watched before that, it was like sporadic.
Do you think they're
But there's another sister that was on there the whole time.
like a fourth sister? Are
Because
they 3 of them sisters?
You have to have 3 something. There's something about a 3. So then when they hated Shannon Doherty, they had to get a replacement.
Is that when they got Rose McGowan?
Yes, but there's this other sister.
Oh, so Rose McGowan and Shannon Doherty were never on at the same time?
I can't remember, and I don't think maybe. Ooh, I got a prediction for the final episode.
Spill it right now.
I just think they're gonna bring back Shannon.
Oh, probably.
But did I hear about this or am I crazy? Because it could be Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I get them mixed up. Are they redoing the show right now?
I think there is a talks about bringing Charmed back. I actually think I saw that today.
Yeah.
Is it like young kids?
The answer is always probably, right?
I
This
mean,
time.
like, let's be honest. They're trying to bring everything back that worked back in the day because TV's dying. That's why we're doing a podcast. We have to watch all
We're dying.
We have to watch. Well, we have to watch all the shows before TV fully goes away.
What's it gonna become?
The podcast. After that, we'll just watch YouTube videos.
So it's just become YouTube.
Yeah, we'll just watch it first and last of someone's like YouTube Let's Play or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a great show. It's gonna be great.
Let's just hope that never gets to that point.
Well, I
We've
mean,
got
eventually we're gonna
hundreds
do
of
first and last Harry Potter, so we'll be fine.
Game on.
Game on.
So there's witches. It's like present day.
They're a family.
Is
There's
there anything?
definitely demons. It's kind of
Nice, supernatural.
like there's like demon stuff going on. There's like a crossover. No, that's
The
that's
WB
not the right
the
show.
WB does like to do crossovers though. Even back in the day.
In my head, I was
thinking
thinking Angel. There's no way there's an Angel crossover.
like an Angel Buffy crossover.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the wrong show.
If there is, I'm watching all of this show.
No, you're not.
Well, if there's an Angel or Buffy crossover,
I
know.
remember there being
'Cause
a
Angel and
club.
Buffy are awesome.
There's a lot of backless shirts because that was like a really big trend.
Sexy.
Like the outfits, like I remember them a lot. Like it's the 3 sisters are living together in this house. There's a book in the attic. But I don't remember what the plot is.
Like the Necronomicon.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask about. Is there another thing that's like that would be in your pitch to the studio? Like for Sabrina the Teenage Witch, you're like, she's a witch, but also she's a high school girl, so she has to deal with all this teen drama. Like, is there something like that for Charm where it's like 3 sisters are witches, but they also run a bed and breakfast or something, or like?
I would probably say one's in high school, one's in college, and the other one works. So that's what I think is our 3-person dynamic.
I guess I was thinking they're all adults, but
No, I think
don't
one's
know.
younger. Because I can't recall how old any of those girls are back then.
maybe they're all in a band together.
They're all in a band. Got a dark girl
there
emo
is
band.
like a club. There's a club they go to.
You think there's a source to their power?
Yeah, I think it has something to do with this book.
You think the book is the source of their power?
Oh, I was thinking it was hereditary. Like,
Oh, I'm sure
when
it
you're
is.
a witch, like you're just born with it.
They're
Come
'Cause
from a
they're
family of
sisters.
witches. Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Or someone had put a curse on your family, and now your family's witches.
I feel like there's going to be a death in this first episode. I
Oh,
feel
for
like an
sure.
older witch dies. Like maybe that's
Oh.
how they get their powers. Like an older witch dies and kind of like passes on the knowledge. Like, you have it in your bones.
Like their mom dies or something?
Sure. Let's kill their mom.
Oh, first episode. That okay.
We
I
got
think
it.
either way they become witches by something not of their own doing. Like it's not a choice they made. It's not something that they did wrong and
It's
they
not-
became witches.
It's not the craft. They're not trying to like learn how to become witches like actively.
I feel like that's a movie I would really like, but I have never seen.
It's a great movie.
So yeah, if there's something with their mom or something, it's something that they didn't do and they just became witches because of something someone else did.
Yeah. So they're learning that.
Do you think
are
that they
witches.
know that they're witches though? You're saying they don't know.
I don't think they know at the beginning of this episode.
Okay.
Would be
I-
my guess. I
Yeah.
don't think we
I
dive
feel
into
like they're
them being
gonna know.
witches.
I feel like they're gonna know they're witches.
All right.
I think that that's what I'm gonna say.
We
They're
got
gonna
2
know.
no witches, 1 yes witch.
They're gonna be witches. They're gonna know they're witches, but there's something that makes them all have to come together. Because they don't. I think that's gonna be the big thing about this episode. It's like they have to come together, but maybe it's over a death. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, their mom's died. I
God,
killed her.
that's fucking
Killed their mom.
terrible.
Made them become
F-bombing.
witches. What else you got, Joe? Anything?
No, I'm into that. If you guys are like rebooting Charmed as a drama where 3 sisters come together because their mom died and they find out they're witches, I'm into that show, even if that's not Charmed.
So what do witches fight though? Like, what's the point of a witch? Like, because I can't remember. Like in Sabrina the Teenage Witch, doesn't
Just
she
mean
like
in
do
general?
charms? Like, are they like trying to fight something? Is this like
No, they're just
evil
magical.
spirits?
Because there's obviously, I feel like there's all in general, just in very general speaks. There's witch power comes from like evil stuff technically. Like there's no like good. It's like there's white
thought there
magic and
were.
black. I feel like there's not white. There's like white magic and black magic kind of thing.
So you think that these are bad? Like they're all bad?
I don't think they're bad, but I think what they conjure to their power is bad. It's
Oh.
like saying like you do good, but you use a demon's power to do it. That could
Okay.
I think they're gonna be good.
I think witches. I would say I don't think maybe this is even how this goes, but I would, in my opinion, if I was thinking about a witch, I would think a witch's power comes from a bad, evil source, but that doesn't mean you're using it for bad or evil. Yeah.
Sure.
Joe's like, I don't care where the witches get their power. I just want them to.
How do
zap
witches like?
things.
But do they like have like those
Wand?
wands, or like how do they kill people?
I would say modern witches don't have wands.
Yeah, no wands in
Do they
this.
have powers like superheroes?
Like flying and stuff.
Yeah, do they fly? Like, I mean, witches fly, right?
I feel like you could. Well, like on brooms. Are you going that route?
I mean,
I would say a witch can fly at some point if she casts a flying spell on herself and then can fly. But I would say it's probably not
Oh.
like, it's not, I'm a witch, I can fly whenever I want. It's all about like reading a book, getting the spell, doing it, and it lasts for X amount of time. That's what I think.
that's weird.
So I think what are you saying? Like, I think there's a book. I bet they probably like reference this book a bunch now. Now that you say that, I feel like there's probably a book now that they reference all the time, and they go, "Man, we have a problem." Because like, I don't think there's a problem with their life. Things happen now because they're witches. Like I don't know, like
Bad guys appear.
Yeah,
And they gotta go like find the spell of the week.
yeah. They fight ghosts and dumb
Okay,
shit
so
like
how
that.
many spells are they gonna find in said book this episode?
2.
What
Three.
do you mean? 3?
3.
I'm like stuck, man. I don't even know what to choose. I'll go 4. Might as well close you in, Joe.
Cool.
Love it. All right, let's do it. Let's just do it. Let's just do this Charmed.
Let's do it.
Cool. We'll see you guys after we cast all these spells. And we're back from the pilot episode of Charmed.
Yep. So predicts.
Just right away. Right. Initial thoughts, Claire?
It just brought back like memories of high school time. Like I was just noticing things I remembered.
You were a witch in high school?
No, like I remember seeing this show.
Oh.
But I don't know. You didn't like that I like emoted a lot. I'm like very jumpy. So like there's a lot of times.
This episode literally scared you.
No, I just jump at dumb shit. I'm just jumpy. It wasn't like I was scared. I mean, maybe.
It's called a jump scare for a reason. You got scared. Jumped, scared.
Okay, so this episode scared me.
Don't be defensive. It's okay.
I'll accept it. I was scared.
It seemed like kind of dumb, but in like a fun way. Like it clearly wasn't like taking itself super seriously, and it was like kind of leaning into things that were a little obvious, but like sometimes when you just do the obvious thing, it's fun and entertaining to watch. Like, oh, like the boyfriend that you thought was nice is actually trying to kill you. It's like, saw that coming, but like it is like a fun little turnaround.
Yeah. On that note, I have a little write-up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Phoebe, who is Alyssa Milano, returns to San Francisco after losing her job to live with her older sisters, Prue, who is Shannon Doherty, and Piper, who is Hillary Marie Combs. And during their first night together in their grandmother's house, Phoebe finds a book of witchcraft and recites an incantation that leaves the sisters free with powers they were destined to have.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, Alyssa Milano comes home with her three sisters. Apparently now, because they're, like, reunited after their grandma's death.
Yep.
I think their grandma's death was the catalyst.
Uh-huh.
Then they are the three sisters that of witchcraft lore that are
They're
destined
the
to
power
have
of three.
the most. They're going to be the three most powerful witches ever.
Yeah, the power.
Because they're
of
the
three.
last ones, right? It was like the mom had already passed, and then
Yeah.
the grandma passed.
Yep.
And then so once Phoebe comes reunited, then they get that power.
Yep.
But the power itself was like, it was real coy about it. Like Phoebe came home, and then it was like they had to be playing with a Ouija board, and the Ouija was like, go to the attic.
Yeah, it was a
Like it wasn't like immediate power. It was just like
it was a playful
ooh.
power.
Yeah.
But then she had to
If
read
you
the
can find me, you can stop time.
Like what if they just didn't play with a Ouija board, or what if they just like attic? Nah, never mind.
Well, yeah. I liked it.
I did think it was funny that their first like hey, I'm at home from New York for the first time in like 6 months or something like that. What should we do? Like, want to play Sorry or Clue? No, let's Ouija.
So let's get some Ouija.
Well, it sounds like their family like life, like that board was like inscribed to them.
Yeah, it was a very special board apparently.
Yeah. And then, but I just find it weird. It's like, okay, you're going to go to grandma's house, but there's this one room that's locked, and then she dies, and there's like no key for it. Like, no one's been in the attic. Like, is that not weird? Do you guys like.
I feel like initially you're like, oh, we can't get in there, that sucks. But if they've been living in that house for like 6 months.
Yeah, like, get the key.
I would have got it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. Like in the meantime, it's like there's a lot going on. There's probably nothing in that attic space anyway. We'll just leave it for now.
First month or so, there's nothing of consequence that we need.
like
But 6 months later?
yeah, 6 months later, maybe you're just like, hey, why don't we have access to all of this house? Maybe there's like shit broken in there. We should probably go check it.
Like, what if there's like frayed wires?
Yeah.
I would be more like, where's the fun decorations / Ouija board accessories? Like, there gotta be in that
Ouija
room.
board accessories?
I don't know what you would use, man.
Like a swivel, like on like, you know, those like really nice like Scrabble boards where you can spin it around.
Oh,
like
yeah.
a Ouija Lazy Susan?
Yeah, exactly. So you can
That's
turn around
kept
like,
in
oh,
that
your
room.
turn.
For sure.
If I had a Ouija, I would just keep trying to spell farts and see if people notice. And it's like, oh no, you're moving it.
No, you're moving it.
I think this ghost really wants to fart.
Do you smell something? It's cold in here. It smells like a cold fart.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
man.
And we've hit toilet humor in first and last. We did it. So like, yeah, first part she comes home. Phoebe comes home,
Uh-huh.
and then
Phoebe's the youngest.
I,
Yes.
I kind of gathered.
Does it go Prue, then Piper, then Phoebe?
Yeah, because Prue had to stop everything to take care of them. When I guess the mom died. They never really talked about that.
Well, I mean, it sounds like their grandma was around, and they obviously probably lived with her.
Yeah.
So I think,
Seems like they were raised by their
But they
grandma.
were saying like Prue was like basically our mom.
Yeah.
yeah, but they were raised by their grandma because their dad was not there.
He was in New York,
Well-
where Phoebe was trying to find him.
Hmm. So dad will come back at some point.
Yeah.
Probably not in the last episode. He's probably there and gone by then.
That's what I was thinking too. I bet that the dad is a big plot point, but they just didn't know when the show was ending, so they're like, might as well do the dad now.
Yeah,
and then it wasn't over.
Maybe like season 2, like at kind of most.
I don't know. I feel like this is the kind of show that would like have people be able to linger.
Sure.
Like, they could bring people back. I mean, they're witches, so like.
So you think their dead moms are gonna make an appearance?
Oh, that's in one of my
Ooh,
predicts.
I didn't even think about the mom.
Oh,
It's-
I
it says-
got a dead mom predict.
Well, I
Oh,
said
man.
mom or dad is in the episode. I mean, it's pretty basic.
Okay.
But I mean, I left it open. I wasn't like being like mom's sorcerer or anything, but she could totally be in.
Sorceress mom is wreaking havoc on the world.
Well, mom and grandma were both witches.
Yeah.
That's fact.
Maybe I should have added grandma to that list of people that are in the episode. But
Like how many Force ghosts are gonna be in the last
there's gonna
episode?
be ghosts.
So each of them gets their own special power.
Yeah.
So like Prue, the oldest, gets telepathy or
Move?
telekinesis.
Telekinesis. She can move stuff with her mind,
Yeah.
which is the best power.
But it seems like it's also like generated by intense emotion or hatred or anger.
Well, maybe it is now. Like, you know, like her powers are manifesting through emotion, but when she can finally harness them, I bet she can just do it whenever she
So
wants.
this is like one of those.
Because at
things-
the end, she just like quirk smiled and shut the door with her mind.
Oh yeah, that's
So
right.
I don't know if
She learns how to
So
channel
if
it.
you have a
Yeah.
power, you have to like practice it.
Yeah, it's like anything. You want to learn how. I mean, you pick up a flute, you can make noise, but you can't like play it well.
Yeah, I can
until you
only play the
practice.
flute when I'm angry.
Joe, I've only known Joe to know how to play the flute with intense emotion.
Oh my gosh! Remind me to never get Joe angry. He'll like pull out his flute.
Damn it, Claire! Now I have to show you my Yaz flute.
Like practicing flute and it's terrible, and then you're just like peanuts and cookies that aren't supposed to have peanuts, and I'm just like, oh.
Okay. Well, don't eat the cookies.
Furious Joe. I'm not gonna eat the cookies. I'm mad because I'm going hungry.
So that's one power.
So Piper.
Yeah, that's one. Next.
I don't know if that's the best power. I gotta think about it.
I think telekinesis is always the best power. Jean Grey has telekinesis in the X-Men, and she is the best power. Because with telekinesis, you can fly. Because you can lift your own body.
Sure.
It's
But
keep going.
Piper can stop time.
They're witches, not X-Men, so let's move on.
Piper can stop time. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool too, right? Like,
Yeah, I'm wondering,
Does everybody freeze? Like,
she never stopped time around her sisters, so we don't
Yeah.
know if her sisters stop.
oh well, then if magic people can not stop, then it's useless.
You feel
right?
like if you're powerful
Well-
enough, it's like whoever's more powerful kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
like if I'm more powerful than you magically, I can stop you. But if like you are more powerful, then
you can overcome
you
it.
Why
like
couldn't you
know too
overcome it?
much about magic.
I'm just know.
He's a
I'm
witch.
just
He's
Shit.
a warlock. He's a bad one. Because she
I
did
would be
freeze
a
a
bad one.
warlock. She froze a warlock trying to get her powers. So
Oh yeah. She was able to freeze him. Yeah.
Which I think they underplayed that guy because he killed like a bunch of women, and like they were all witches, and he said like told her, why'd you kill them all? And he was like, to take their powers, and he had
Yeah.
like a demon voice and everything, and I'm like, did you just kill a ton of like low level witches or something like that? Because like you see me kill like 5 witches
Dude,
and
but
take
that
all their
one
power.
lady whose power he took was just to light candles. Like her fingers turn into flames. Like that's not a good power.
I bet the charm girls light a candle with their finger in the last episode.
Oh, predict that.
God.
Okay.
Well, what about the last person? Phoebe.
Phoebe could see the future.
I think that one sucks.
That's the worst one by
That's the worst
far. Because it's just like,
She can't. She has to like fix everything. Like she knows the problem.
well, and it's
That's
not
the
even. It's like
worst.
not even that far into the future, and it's not even that detailed.
She literally was like, he's on his way, and he like opened the door
Yeah.
like for the killer at
Or
the
like
end.
the first thing she saw is she saw like the car coming down the street and these kids rollerblading coming down a cross street, and realize that they were gonna crash into each other. Whereas like a normal human who could see both of those streets would see the same thing.
She saw it literally maybe 10 to 15 seconds before
Yeah.
the kids did.
Didn't
Yeah.
she? Was she the one that like had to crash in there to
Yeah.
stop it?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
just biked in front of the car and crashed, which is funny. So when she biked in front of the car saw her, but not the kids rollerblading also next to her.
Yeah. Pretty
So
She
weird.
saved them though.
So I think so they all have their own like separate witch power. Like I think they just have their own witch power, but then they also all have the power of
3.
the witch. God damn it, the witches. So they can. That's why they can do all the spells too. So they have powers to do other things, but I think like their stop time is just only for them individually. Kind of thing.
I also feel like their careers are gonna like somehow play into this, cause like their careers were very like, at least for the older two, they were very like clear. Like
Only one of them
chef.
had a career.
Yeah, if you could,
No,
if
the
you
other
could
one
stop
was-
time, you could make a brisket in like 15
But
minutes.
that's not the one you can stop time. Wait.
Yeah, the chef could stop time.
No, the chef can't stop time.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
Piper can. She
Yep.
freezes things.
Yep, exactly.
She can't make it cook while she stopped time.
Well, it seemed like things that she's interacting with still exist in the time space that she does, right?
Oh man, you guys are taking this deep. Okay.
Well, she like incubated like the noodle with that guy
Yeah.
while she was freezing time.
Yeah, by dripping wine on it, it's gonna make it better. That seems so.
Are
weird.
you a chef?
No,
Well, then don't judge how she cooks.
you're totally right.
Whenever I
Um,
eat pasta, I dip my mastacholi in some wine and put
Oh
it in my mouth.
yum! It's
Yep.
good to know.
Get a bowl of spaghetti noodles and a bowl of Pinot Noir, and I'm good to go.
Interesting. Get that.
Let me cook you a nice Italian dinner someday.
Oh. No thanks. I'll get some taco cat or something instead.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I think that there's going to be something about the news because there's basically 3 big things that came up. There's like the police, the detective guys, which were also in the credits, right? So we know those guys are important.
Yeah.
And then there's the witches, and then they also brought in like the newspaper or like that only came in a couple, but for some reason I feel like those are 3 important parts of the show.
I feel like I almost fully missed all newspaper references.
Yeah, every time a male character showed up, you're like, "Is that the reporter? Is that the reporter? Is that the reporter?"
I kept thinking that guy was going to come back.
I just
He was really important to me.
I just thought the reporter asked the police people a question in the beginning,
Yeah.
and then you wanted every other male character to be the reporter. So if that was the only time that the news came up, it was at the beginning. I don't think that's the
Yeah,
third
it definitely
pillar.
wasn't important to the pilot, but maybe
Okay.
later.
I don't
Who
know.
knows?
I think the third pillar is so when they all became what I gathered is when they all became witches and they got their powers, they manifested or whatever. They like unleashed the powers of darkness. It seemed or something like that.
Okay.
It's what they sounded like. We
Where did that horse come from?
our studio audience is Instagramming with the volume on, so apologies. It's a seal slapping itself with its flippers. If you guys heard
We'll
that.
post the link when we put up
Yeah.
the podcast.
If you could save the link, that'd be great.
What
So
were you saying?
I was just saying like they'll be so like that's where they get their monster of the week potentially kind of thing, like, you know.
Yeah.
There'll be a evil witch, evil warlock, ghost. I'm sure there's probably a vampire in the show at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know much about like the like magical like folklore. Like I don't know a lot about how that stuff connects, like if werewolves are part of that or like whatever. You seem to be more aware.
I feel like it does. It's just supernatural stuff. So if you can throw it in, why not, right? You know, it all just depends. It's not about folklore. It's just about what the showrunners want to throw in. You know.
Yeah.
So I don't know how far they want to go.
So do you guys have a favorite sister yet? Because I think I do.
Phoebe, I think. She's got the worst power, but she's the most into the witch stuff, which I think I like about her. or she's at least the most open to being a witch. Where like Prue is not about it, and Piper's like, oh, I don't know, and Phoebe's like, guys, we're witches.
Yeah, I think Chef was my least favorite.
That's
Piper.
Piper.
Yeah, and then I don't know. It's up in arms between the Milan or the Dort.
That's up to you.
I don't know which one.
I'm
Whichever
going,
one shows the most midriff. Am I right?
Oh, I almost brought that up.
You
I
were
mean-
commenting a lot.
Alyssa
Prue-
Milano is 7 feet tall, and it's tough for her to find shirts that fit well. So
Same thing with Prue and Shannon Doherty. I can't say it the way you guys do.
yeah, they put their shirts in the dryer and they shrink up a little bit.
Apparently, it's
They
really
they only buy 100% cotton shirts and they just don't know how to wash them. So
Yeah, it's
it'll
rough.
come out teeny tiny.
Do you guys have any
Alyssa
predicts?
Milano was jacked though, right? Like
They all are.
I
They're
saw
so
her abs and I was like, whoa.
they're so fit.
They're fit young ladies.
Yeah.
I would be fit
It's true.
too if I was. I don't like her hair though. It's not the good. Not
It's
good.
very of the
That's why
time.
she's wearing midriff shirts so you don't look at her hair. You're like, ugh, her hair. And you're like, oh, abs.
What are your
Um,
predicts?
You want me to do them?
Sure.
Okay. I think one or more of the sisters is dead in the last
Oh.
episode. And I include I'm including Rose McGowan in these because I know she's in the show, so I assume she's
So
gonna be
they
there.
die or they are already dead.
I think in this episode, one of them's dead. I don't know if they die in this episode. They're already dead.
Does that
Okay.
include undead?
Yeah, well, you got to die to be undead, right?
I don't
Word.
even-
Yeah.
Okay.
I would prefer they'd be undead, to be completely honest, if I can do that. I think they're fighting some sort of like Dark Lord. I think that's like there's like a big bad, like a
So
Dark
like a
Lord.
warlock, like a big
Yeah,
one?
like the big
What would his name be?
Agamemnon. I wrote that down
No,
already.
you
It did.
didn't.
It's right there. I decided if you asked, I had a name. I think they're fighting Dark Lord. I didn't want to say what his name specifically is because I don't want that to be part of my prediction. But if I had to take a gander or a guess or a goose, potentially Agamemnon. I think all four sisters and their dead mom are in this episode somehow.
Oh.
Whether it be just we see them in this episode.
So
Okay.
like,
Okay.
what's the rule on predicts? Can we have similar predicts?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
And then I think the cat is dead.
The cat. Okay.
I have feelings about that.
I know.
You know why.
I know why. So why don't you do yours now?
I'm going to do mine. So you've already heard two of mine. I think that mom or dad will be in the episode. And then I also said that Shannon will be back. So that's basically like one of your predicts.
But I'm including the mom in there. All five of those people have to be in this episode
They
for me.
all,
to get.
okay, so mine are separate. So mom or dad. And then Shannon is a separate
Yeah.
one. I think that they're going to be like the episode's going to be about giving their charmed powers to someone else.
Ooh, a torch
Like a
passing.
next generation?
Yeah, there's going to be a next gen. And I do have like a side comment that it could be kids, but that seems really like creepy and inappropriate. But so I'm sticking with just like they're passing it on.
Maybe they do it tastefully.
I don't know how you can do that to a child.
Tastefully to children.
I don't know, man. And then my last one is actually a studio audience edition, which is that the cat
Oh,
is
the seal
still
clapper?
alive. That is from Lindsay.
That's from the seal clapper.
Cat lives.
You know, I love a good audience participation moment. So yeah, the cat is still alive.
It's dead.
Nah, it's totally
You
alive.
think it talks?
It's
It's on
Salem.
Salem. You guys gotta do that show. I'll come back.
I almost said that Salem or the cat talks, but it didn't. I have the dad as a warlock.
I hope his name. God, I hope his name's
Oh.
Agamemnon.
Because they'd have to kill. Whoa.
Yeah, because he's not dead and he's just gone for some reason.
That's very Full Metal Alchemist of them if they do that.
I feel like that's very everything. Like,
Oh. Because
Your-
then
your
that's why they're
past
so
comes-
good.
yeah, your past comes back to haunt you in the form of your parents.
I like it.
Number 2, I have Time Warp. They go back to before they were witches, and Time Warp not as in like a flashback, like they manipulate time to go back to when they're before they were witches at all.
Okay.
Like they reverse the whole thing.
I hope they go back to time to like right after they became witches. You know, like something
They're
near.
like, this is the good spot right here, just right after we became witches. Number 3, clip montage. Not a clip show, but a clip montage.
Do you
I
have
was
a minute?
just about to say that.
We haven't had one of those in a while.
It's
so
a
I feel like
WB
it's-
show. You know it's going to be there when you were talking.
Well, I'll be honest. I kind of hope the mom is in a clip montage because
And then Shannon will be back.
a clip montage will probably get me to be right too. But we have had a good season 2 with very little clip shows.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Joe. I think there's going to be some clips.
Do you have a length requirement on your clip montage at all?
Nah, but it's gonna be at least like 5 clips,
Okay.
a few seconds long. Last one is there's gonna be a witch bitch pun, like someone walks in the room and is like, "What's up, witches?" Or like, "Yeah, I'm the baddest witch in here." I'm trying to think of other.
You
phrases
can't
that
even
have-
do. You're trying to give an example of a witch bitch pun,
That's
and
a
you can't
thing.
do one.
that people say like, I'm the bitch here." It's got to be a bitch catchphrase.
Why doesn't like
no one wants to call themselves a bitch.
Shannon Doherty just walks in and says, "No, I'm the witch, bitch." That's it. That's all. That's all
okay.
you want to happen.
I did find it like bizarre that like when she was like her boyfriend trying to kill her and he kept calling her a bee, but it was like why
I
don't you
don't
just
know
call
why.
her? Why don't
You
you
were
just,
so offended by that.
but I'm
Did
like, why
she
don't you
call
just call
him
her?
a bitch?
I did, but I'm like, why don't you just call her a witch? Like,
Because like I don't know, when you're trying to literally murder someone, I don't know if like you make sure that you're like
but he's a
saying nice
warlock.
things to them.
Or like maybe like Piper has a kid and someone's like, "Son of a witch."
Oh, that took you a minute, but I like it.
I finally got that. I've been thinking about that for half an hour.
And Joe, what are you putting in your pocket? Did you write that? You wrote that joke down? You're putting it in your
I've
pocket?
had it for weeks.
You acted like you didn't know it. All right, I think is that it?
Yeah.
Cool. So let's do the finale. Let's see where these bitch witches are.
Which, yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
I don't got a good time.
And we're back. We finished the final episode of Charmed. WB's Charmed.
I really want to sing the theme song, but you think it's so terrible.
God, it's awful. You kept playing it.
So good.
You played it during the episode, and I was like, what is happening?
You played it. Like the theme song for the last episode came on, and it wasn't to your liking. So then you looked up some older version of it and then played it while we were trying to listen to what was happening
You
in the
guys
actual
did
show.
not miss a thing, and you missed out on listening to a great song.
Claire, after you got finished playing it, you said, "What just happened in the show?"
I probably did.
So weird.
I don't know. Do you know what band that was?
Not even a little bit.
All right. Well, you don't have to look it up. It's
Not important.
No, we're fine.
Really not
We're
important.
really not important. I gotta write up though. How about I do that?
Yes, maybe they'll say who makes a theme song.
All right. Yeah, it probably does. After some shitty band sings a theme song, Piper and Leo. Nope. After the death of their respective sisters, Piper and Billy go to their separate ways. Piper is one of the Charm sisters. Billy is Kaylee Cuoco from Big Bang Theory. Just so people know.
Mm-hmm.
Go their separate ways, both determined to get their families back together. Piper and Leo have an emotional reunion before she enlists Coop's help to travel back in time and change the events that led to the deaths of Phoebe and Paige. And who cares about Prue?
Something bad happened to
'Cause
Prue.
They were mad about Prue.
Mad about Prue, baby.
Coop was dating Alyssa Milano,
I guess.
and he was a Cupid, which means apparently there's Cupids
Yeah.
in this
Well,
show.
then there's the white lighters,
And then there's whatever white lighters are.
which sounds like everybody marries a white lighter.
Not sure what a white lighter is, but a Cupid is exactly what it sounds like. They help people find love.
Yep.
The white lighters seem to be like it just like could flash in and out. So like maybe it's like I come and flash in and help you.
They're like jumpers that hated
Yeah.
Christensen movie.
I don't know for sure.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
That was a pretty jam-packed finale.
A lot of characters, a lot of time travel. It definitely had to do with exactly what. So in like I assume the episode before this one, they had like the final battle against Billy and Christy. Was that other girl's name?
Billy was a pale guy.
Billy was Kaylee Cuoco from The Girl.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Ballie.
Okay, yeah. Then Kirsty.
And Kirsty or Christy, and those two. So they were like evil sisters, but they were controlled by what was called the Triad, which was 3 really old men in like black robes.
Yeah, with a pentagram on it, so you know they're evil.
Yeah, you knew they're evil because there's a pentagram.
So was that part where they were like shooting like the Kamehamehas at each other? Was that the final battle that we saw?
Yeah, so Piper, the chef, the one who can stop time, travels just through time and goes and meets her mom and then gets her grandma, and then uses them to travel to time where the 3 sisters, minus Prue plus Paige, so minus Shannon Doherty plus Rose McGowan, were fighting Kaylee Cuoco and some other girl in like a living room shooting. They were shooting ice beams, and the 2 other sisters were shooting like fire beams. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
And then
I didn't necessarily associate them with fire and ice.
Well, blue and orange.
Yeah, they were blue
called
and
it
orange.
fire and ice.
I if I can associate elementals to something, I will.
Okay.
And then that was the final battle or something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it couldn't have been, because that means they only killed that one of the girls, one of those 2 sisters, and then they lost 2 of their sisters or whatever, and then there was still the Triad left and that demon guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't much of a final battle, but they like were talking about it as it was the final battle.
Yeah,
they kept like saying like, "Oh, the final battle." But it seemed really anticlimactic. It was just 5 girls shooting laser fingers at each other in a like living room.
well, like Paige and Phoebe died, so it was final for them.
We didn't see the end of how they died, so maybe stuff really heated up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe heated up a little bit.
Started flying around
With that fire.
With that fire and ice.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder what that wind was, or earth.
So basically, they bounce around time and pick up random characters from different points in time and have them hang out together and sort everything out. Everybody ends up happy to the point where like couples are reunited and the rest of the characters are clapping.
Yeah,
like that was the thing that happened in this show.
Well, and then in the end, it's like them writing in the book the rest of the story. So it's like they wrote out what happened to them, and you got to see a glimpse into the future as each of them like has 3 children to make them charmed children or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then they did talk about passing along the charm to the kids. We didn't see it though. Although there were the 2 sons.
They taught all their kids magic. I mean, that's obvious. They
Yeah.
passed on what they knew to their kids. Like they
If you knew magic, would you like teach your children?
yeah.
Yeah, why didn't the 3...
Or I'd kill them all before they could kill me.
Why did the Charm Sisters... Why did the Charm Sisters' mother and grandmother keep this all a secret? Why didn't they just pass on their magic?
Well,
normally?
maybe it's like the mom died, and so grandma was like, screw this. I'm going to lock all this up in a room.
Maybe the mom died because of magic, so
Yeah.
she was like...
Yeah, it could have been the mom died.
Well, and then the whole flash forward, backwards, this is very Lost-esque. There was no sideways. Okay, your eye roll was real.
Oh, I'm not eye rolling you. I was eye rolling. I was looking up because my lead-footed upstairs neighbors were doing jumping jacks.
trotting around.
I don't know if that's hearing. I wasn't eye rolling about you.
Okay,
It-
I was just
I
like,
guess-
what did I say?
God, Claire. Ugh.
Now am I rolling?
Now I'm eye rolling. Yeah.
I don't even remember what I was saying.
Really?
It's
Not
fine.
really. It was really important, though.
Sounds like it was.
There's a lot of time warps. It's
Oh,
fine.
yeah. But it was like, I thought the weirdest part of the time warp was like, they go back and they get their mom who died, right? But then no one decided to tell the mom that she broke up with the dad. And then she's like, hey, honey. And it's like, he's like, what?
I mean, in all fairness, it's like they were kind of on a time, like, sort of like a time crunch. Like, they were doing some really important stuff. Like, hey, we need you to help us to, like, revive your dead daughters.
Yeah, explaining everything at that
Except-
moment wasn't.
No, but it
super
was like they
important.
spent like awkward time. Like, I wish they just like cut that whole like side story about her and the dad.
Yeah, that
And then
didn't
they're
really
like
matter.
hugging, and then
Yeah, it wasn't important.
it was just weird. It was unnecessary. Maybe if I was like a fan of the show, I'd be like really about it and like want them together. But
Yeah.
as someone who's only seen the first and last, I was just like, why are you wasting my time?
I don't know, because as someone who's only seen the first and last, I liked that they did that scene, because from that scene we found out conclusively that the mom divorced the dad and then married a light-hearted, what are they called? A light-footed guy?
Oh,
The light walker.
the light
Or
walker?
Light.
no.
We were just saying
Oh,
it.
I know.
But she married one of those light dudes, and she had a baby with him, and that was Rose McGowan, our
Dude,
Paige.
you like lost the word in my brain.
White
White
lighter?
lighter.
White lighter.
Oh,
How did you say? Did you say that?
Yeah.
Same time.
Oh man.
Way to go, guys.
We got that like Piper or whatever
I saw the-
Phoebe's powered.
I saw the future.
Be able to see 10 seconds into the future.
Okay.
You did it.
Also, we have the new sister. We didn't really talk about how we just have like Paige that shows up.
Yeah, she's the half sister.
Okay, we don't know.
I just explained it.
She's at least if she's not a half sister, she's
she's-
at least a step sister.
I think she's like a full.
No, she's she's their mom's daughter and the daughter of her mom and that white-hearted guy.
Yeah.
I just explained that. Literally, I just said all of that.
Okay, I know,
It's while
but
Claire was trying to think of the words that she's spaced out for a
was
moment.
so focused on white lighter.
That was why I'm saying
Oh,
that.
but
you
why? So they like secretly. So she. Time out. Then you're telling me that this mom that they're all about left those 3 children, left
Yeah.
those 3 girls to shack up with a white
Hey, man,
lighter
they
and
had to-
have another baby, and we're cool with that.
They had to retcon in a completely new character when like the core of the show is 3 sisters. Like they had to figure something out.
Okay, so that does make
And
sense.
also, we don't really know exactly the situation.
I
She
wanna
divorced
do-
the dad, and she got with that guy. The potential that like she like moved away for a little bit because dad should have been in charge, and then while dad was in charge and she was away with white lighter, dad ran away because he's a pile of shit. Grandma took control.
Can we write this
and
show?
then the mom probably died in childbirth, and that's probably how she died.
Oh God!
And that's why they never knew about Paige.
Yeah, maybe.
So
Done.
where did Paige live?
SoCal.
'Kay.
Because they're in San Francisco, and she
Yeah.
was in probably like LA.
I was gonna say like Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Just completely.
Because that's where it
separate.
was. They were in San Francisco, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
mhm.
I was like, I know what the Golden Gate Bridge looks like, don't I? So yeah, that's my Paige theory, I guess.
Yeah, they came up with something that was explainable, but pretty much just like yeah, whatever. She's a half sister. Don't don't worry about it.
Whatever they come up with, I feel like it was probably very adequate.
Yeah.
Well, I
For a
just
WB
did.
show about witches.
I just did a quick Google, like, why did Shannon Doherty leave Charmed? And apparently, there was a feud between Alyssa Milano and the other girl whose name we don't know. and
Hillary
Shannon Doherty.
Combs?
Yeah, I'm glad you know.
There was a feud between those two, and Shannon Doherty was sad about it, so she left the show. What?
Apparently, that was like, well, I think it was like she was forced out.
Well, whatever.
Mm.
I mean, in all fairness, I just don't care. I like Rose McGowan, so I think she probably did a great job. She did a good job in this episode. Yeah.
Oh no, it's mainly just about Alyssa Milano. So Alyssa Milano would have won over Shannon Doherty.
And I would have picked Alyssa Milano over Shannon Doherty as well.
Interesting.
Joe?
Yeah, I mean, she was my favorite character from the beginning, so
Yeah.
yeah, of course.
Yeah. But Melissa Milano is this podcast's #1 gal.
Yeah. She's only on for 3 seasons.
Who? Paige?
Shannon.
No. Oh, okay. So yeah, so 3 out of the 8. So I said about 4 seasons. I said like 4 seasons when Paige showed up. So maybe it was like beginning of 4 seasons when she showed up.
Probably about right.
Cool. I did it. Should we run into some predicts?
Yeah.
I'll do mine really quick then. One or more of the sisters is dead.
Okay.
2 of them were dead.
Yeah.
But they came back to life.
I didn't say whether or not they came back to life.
Yeah,
I just said they
2
were dead.
dead, and Prue is in the in between or something.
Yeah, wherever the hell she is. They're fighting the Dark Lord. They were fighting 2 sisters and 3 old men. So
Yeah.
Like at first, the demon guy was potentially going to be the
yeah,
thing,
like the big bad, but
and
he
then it
really
was like,
wasn't.
nah, they just threw fireballs at everybody at the end.
Did you? I like how they like the shot of them throwing the fireballs was just like them like literally throwing bean bags. Like they're just like, meh.
Yeah, it was like maybe it's potion bottles, but yawning. All 4 sisters and their dead mom are in this episode. I was so close.
So cool. You're just missing Prue.
I missed Prue, but so I didn't get that one.
I wish they would have done like a.
She wasn't even in pictures.
They
showed
No,
some-
yeah,
that's true.
They didn't even like. I was hoping they would close out like and show the picture from the first episode and the
Yeah.
last episode. No, she was not involved.
They showed only the picture of the three other sisters.
What if when Shannon Doherty left, like they added Rose McGowan to have 3 sisters, but then they recast Prue as like a cat? They're like, oh no, Prue turned into a cat now.
Well, speaking of that, the cat is dead.
Oh yeah,
Or
It's
gone.
gone. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm taking that point. So I'm taking 3.
get all those points.
I'm taking 3.
What do
Joe?
you got, Claire?
Claire.
Okay, so I said the cat's still alive. No. I said the mom or dad would be in the episode. They both were, but apparently Josh says it's only 1 point because he's the or.
Yep.
They give their
Thank you.
powers to someone else. That's a toss-up. I don't know. I feel like in the book they're like, we're ready to pass these on to our children, and I feel like for me, maybe I'm being greedy, but I feel like they pass the powers on.
What do you want? 1 point per kid or something, or what?
Well, then I get a lot of points. That'd be 9 points, right? Because they each had 3.
Yeah, all 3 kids. I'll give you a point. You're saying it weird, but they like passed on they had kids that had powers because they were all witches.
Yeah, we were specifically talking about like a next gen, which is what it was. So.
But they did say, like, in the end, they were like, we're going to pass on these powers. Like,
We're giving you the point.
Yeah, we're giving it to
okay,
you.
good. Shannon wasn't back, as we know. So I only got 2 points. Woo!
Shannon Doherty.
Oh, Shannon daughter.
I have that dad is a warlock, which I got excited when he showed up, but then he did not turn out to be a warlock.
I thought the demon guy at the beginning was going to end up being
Be
their
the
dad.
No, yeah.
He wasn't.
The dad was the only like regular dude in the show.
Yeah, the dad was just there. Where was he?
Just hanging out.
We'll never know. Maybe he was raising Paige,
Could be.
his non-daughter.
Number 2, I had time warp, and like specifically that they go back to before they were witches, which they jumped all around. But one of those times seems like when
They definitely went to a time before they were
they
witches.
went to a time when like Phoebe was being conceived, like the exact moment in which she was conceived.
Yeah, they're right when the dad finished.
That was weird. Well, I have so many questions about
They
that.
made
but
it
fine.
weird. They made it weird.
They
didn't
made it weird.
They made it weird.
Like just go to the time when she's born. I don't know. Clip montage. Nah.
No.
They showed like pictures at the end.
They were walking up the stairs and they like just showed the pictures on the wall, which
Yeah.
weren't even like really pictures from the show.
They weren't, not at all.
They were pictures of like them younger.
Yeah, that's
essentially.
like where a clip montage would have been, but they went with pictures instead.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I forgot to listen for the witch bitch pun, but I don't think I heard it.
I didn't hear anything.
I don't think I even heard the word witch once.
I didn't hear witch or bitch or a pun with the others. So I wouldn't hear unless Claire somehow caught it. We didn't
No,
hear
I
it.
didn't. And you know I would have caught it if they said it.
She would have caught it.
Man, life's a witch.
Got
Oh
him.
my
Point.
gosh.
You get points for saying it on the podcast.
Okay, I'm a little bit concerned though, guys. I did a little quick Google.
I'm glad
IMDb.
you really are trying to fill Jimmy's shoes. You're taking this spot.
I am, and I think we didn't actually watch the pilot
Yeah, we did.
because it says
There's-
Alyssa Milano was not the original Phoebe Hallowell, although she quickly became the most recognized actress over the course of the show. Lori Rom started out as Phoebe in the pilot, but backed away from the show, leading the casting of Milano, who then reshot all of her
There wa-
scenes.
Exactly.
Okay, I didn't finish reading because we were
Yep.
like talking.
There was technically an unaired pilot that happened before the first
Can
episode
you
we
find
watched.
it online?
It's like we're not going to find it, and I'm pretty sure it was just with that other girl. kind of thing.
Interessante.
That is interesting.
So I don't think anything's changed.
She came in later.
It's like
What other
episode 0.
actresses think that? What other actresses do you think auditioned for Rose McGowan's part? Because I've got a list.
Ooh.
So this is would have been like season 3 of the show.
So
So
2001-ish.
2001. You're trying to get a reboot. You got to have brown hair and you got to be white.
Anne Hathaway. Is that too young?
She's
Too
not on
early?
the list. She's not.
How many young actresses do you have on that list?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1 of 6.
Oh, jeez.
The first one I'm like, oh man.
My first thought was gonna be Sarah Michelle Gellar, but Buffy was
She's
still
already-
on.
yeah.
She was still in Buffy.
No.
Rachel Lee Cook.
I like that
No.
one. I like
but
that
she's
one.
a Minnesotan, so like, game on.
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, yeah.
That was Joe.
That
made
was
me do it.
impressive,
That's essentially the one I was like trying to think of.
right? I saw that name and I was like, she could have done it.
Can't
she
hardly
does.
wait.
She does like a ghost. She does like a I See Dead People show.
I
Like
don't know.
later on, all I can always.
Nev
When I-
Campbell.
Whenever I watch her though, all I think about is her breasts. They're like very large. Okay.
Same.
Kate Hudson.
No Nev Campbell, no Kate Hudson. Do you
I
guys want
bet
to
if
know the
Nev
rest?
Campbell, if she auditioned, she would have got it.
I
Nev
would say
Campbell
that
was
the-
doing like Scream then.
Yeah, she was a big deal.
Yeah.
Tiffany
She's a
Thiessen.
big Tiffany Amber Thiessen or whatever.
Oh.
I guess it would be Amber Thiessen too, just as Tiffany Thiessen. And
Okay.
that's the only other name. Sarah Brown, Sorrel Moon Fry, Susan Ward, and Eliza
Dushku?
Dushku?
Oh, Elisha Dushku.
Oh.
What's she?
Ah, she's awesome. She was in Buffy too. She was she was a Slayer. She was in a different Joss Whedon show
You're
called
so excited.
She was
Dollhouse.
she was in the movie Cabin Fever.
Yeah. Oh,
Actually, in the
Oh, that
pilot,
was at the bar
Yeah.
that one time.
in the pilot when we first saw Piper, at first I thought that was Eliza Dushku.
she's awesome.
Well, she was not selected.
Rose is a good choice, but man, the douche.
Wow, what a name.
We can watch. There was a show called Dollhouse that she was in. It's a really good show. It was a good show. I was trying to think of who.
Oh my god.
It was a Joss Whedon show. That's
Okay.
what I was trying to think of. I think it was only like 2 seasons, but it actually did like kind of begin and end.
Mm-hmm.
I think he knew they were getting canceled, so he like actually ended it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it really ramps up,
Mhm.
but it's a good show. What are our thoughts on Charmed though?
First episode was fun. Last episode was a mess.
I think it was a controlled fire though.
It was.
Maybe I just followed it better than you. I don't know.
I mean, they were definitely doing a thing. It was definitely like, they could have just like had a regular like demon monster that they were fighting, and they fight it and it's over. But instead, they did like a big time jump thing. So that's something, I guess. But it did look pretty cheesy with like just the way that the effects were and like the goofy jokes. It just seemed like in the beginning it was dumb and fun, and then in the finale it was just dumb.
Like serious dumb.
Yeah,
'Cause I
like
felt
dumb
like
and
that-
no longer fun.
I felt
guess.
like that's the thing. I felt like the first episode, they didn't really know what they're doing, so it was funny and it was fun, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, look what I can do!" And then the last episode, it was so like serious, and like they had all these terms for things, and I don't know. I think that you're right though by saying it was like fun to like.
I mean, that is just also kind of how these kind of shows work, though. Like, I thought weirdly enough, the first show I thought about when we watched the first episode was I thought of Smallville a lot. And that's when, like, because the first couple seasons of Smallville, it's like Tom Wellings, he's the guy that plays Superman in Smallville. He, like, in the first episode, he gets, like, one of his first superpowers. Because Superman has 100 superpowers.
Dude, I didn't know that.
He's got like everything. Just name it, Superman can do it.
Really?
He can ice breath, see through walls, like laser eyes. He can fly. He's got super strength. He does.
Can he see a car accident 10 seconds before it happens?
He can probably. He can stop a car accident 10 seconds before.
I thought he was strong and could fly. Like I'm
he's
missing
bulletproof.
out. Oh wow.
He's legitimately completely invincible unless you press a green rock against his chest, and then he might get sick for a little bit. And he's solar powered. I mean, like, he's everything.
I love solar panels.
So-
Yeah, he's gluten free, non-GMO.
Yeah, he's vegan on Sundays. Like, he's everything. But he, like, that during Smallville for the first like two to 3 seasons, he like gets a new power every couple episodes. So every like season, he's just like learning a bunch of new stuff. So it's like, you know, silly episodes. Like, there's one episode where he's like about to, because he's in high school when he's doing it.
So happy
I watched
about
all
this.
I watched all Smallville. I love Smallville. He like got X-ray vision, and he had a hot substitute teacher. So he like
gross.
so he was yeah.
Oh, man.
But it was like a funny episode, and then like the next episode he was fighting like some death android that he had to like fight, and he had to like learn how to like control his like his like eyesight so he could like actually fight, you know, kind of thing.
What does he start with? Does he just start with Invincible?
I think strong.
Okay.
I
That
think he
makes sense.
starts. Well, I mean,
'Cause he works
he's
in a
just
farm
he
or
just isn't.
something?
I think maybe he gets in a car accident
Okay.
and he like gets out of it and he's like, "Oh, I'm not dead."
Yeah.
I don't really understand because he was always strong. He would think he was really strong when he was a kid,
Mm-hmm.
like a little baby kid. But then he gets more powers as he grows older.
Gotcha.
So is that show ended?
Oh yeah, Smallville has been over for 10+ years.
So did it have like a dumb ending like this one?
Well, it's just like it started off playful, like he needs to learn all these things and like new powers are happening, and they were silly about it, and like he fights like the monster of the week, whatever. But then as it goes on, it went on for like 10 seasons. Like the main bad guys like really start becoming serious, and like he starts having to be like Superman and like his saving his family, and like, you know, it just gets serious. Like it's just the way that the curve goes. Like
Yeah.
it starts off sillier, and then as you go you need like story, because like if it's just silly the whole time, then the people that are watching it I don't think are gonna stay, because then you're just like, this is just a fucking cartoon, you know, and not like a story.
People watch cartoons though.
Yeah, but not for 11 years straight.
True.
Not really.
Would you guys have watched 8 years of this show?
No, I don't think I would have. I don't think this, like Smallville, I don't think this is quite like that.
I just keep having the theme song play in my head, and like that's all I can think about right
And,
now.
and if I had to listen to that theme song every time, I definitely don't want to watch this show.
I want to sing it, but my voice isn't great.
You can
God.
lay off. It's fine.
Wow.
Not because your voice is bad. It's just because no one can make that song sound good.
It's pretty great. If you're listening and have a rendition of the Charmed theme song, please.
It's like it's a Smith song, but just like a bad cover of it.
Well, Joe, where can people get a hold of us to do show suggestions? To do some show suggestions, or tell us how bad the Charmed theme song is?
At FNL Podcast at Gmail and on Twitter, and Facebook.com/F
And L.
FNL Podcast.
Yeah.
Or is it just first and last on Facebook?
Pretty sure it's all. I don't know.
Okay. Just look up First and Last Podcast on Facebook.
You'll
I
find
guess.
it. We should probably remember how to do our thing someday. Jimmy's in charge of Facebook, and he hasn't been here, so he.
Also, if you're listening to this, you don't know how to find us. Like,
Yeah.
are you in someone's car right now? Is like making you listen to this, or like, get out?
We'll shake. We'll shake your friend's hand when he stops the car, because that's a good friend. Thank you, friend.
Buy
We
him a
applaud you.
soda.
You guys are hilarious. Yeah, sure. Buy him a soda. Do that.
Cool. All right. Well, Claire, thanks for joining us again.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad, Jimmy. You can leave town anytime.
Well, I mean, if we'll test him next week, and if he's still on the wellness program, we'll have you back. But if not, you know, I'm sure you'll be back soon.
I'm here for you guys.
Jimmy's juicing.
He's been juicing, so we got to keep him out of the show.
Oh my gosh.
Someone probably thinks listening that Jimmy's like addicted to drugs or something.
I
Like
know.
the way we talk
Seriously wrong with him.
about. Like, dude, you guys, like, seriously, you keep talking about it, but like, the guy's got a problem. Jimmy's not actually on drugs.
Do we know that for a fact?
I just don't call steroids
we actually-
drugs.
Jimmy, write it out. LOL.
Maybe next week Jimmy can defend himself if he comes.
We do test him. He's clean.
Yeah.
You just don't let him come.
We only make him pee in a cup before every podcast every week.
Every week he pees in a cup in front of us so that he can't swap it.
I'm really glad you guys don't make me do that.
Well, you're a guest. You're not part of the wellness program.
Yeah.
So I can do whatever?
Part-timers. Yeah, part-timers aren't subject to
You
the
could
wellness
juice in
program.
front of us and we'd be like, hey, well, you're not on contract.
Yeah.
I'm going to juice hard next time.
Do it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, stay tuned for next week when we come back and find out how Claire's steroid usage is going
If I'm
and
back.
if Jimmy is back or not. We'll see. We didn't do the thing where we look at a thing and say, next week on First and Last, we watch Rugrats.
A very special episode.
Where we watch.
Stay tuned to this preview of the next week's First and Last. Oh, man, I hate Chucky. Anyway, here's my predicts.
All right, this is going on far too long. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week for another First and Last. Okay, bye.
Bye.